All right, guys, welcome to this page of the notes. What we're going to do here is we've now looked at both of our objectives, doing the algebraic division, which is very similar to long division, at least requires the same process to be used. And then we took a look at the faster method, synthetic division, but synthetic division only works in certain cases. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a couple more of the fairly longer problems, a little bit more complicated. And right away we kind of recognize, well, synthetic division isn't going to work. At least the way it's written, synthetic division won't work because I don't have a leading coefficient of 1. And then I also very quickly recognize that that little trick I used on one of the previous ones where synthetic didn't work, but everybody was divisible by that leading coefficient. Well, I take a look at this, and that's just not the case here. 5 is not divisible by 3, 1 is not evenly divisible, 7 is not evenly divisible, 1, right? Not everybody's evenly divisible by 3. So, in this case, what we find is that synthetic division is just not going to work. So, we are going to have to do algebraic division. In order to do algebraic division, I just need to check to make sure that I have all of the exponents I need, right? If I'm missing somebody, I need a placeholder. So 4, 3, 2, 1. I am missing that very last term, that constant. So I am going to have to add a 0 to this one, where I have 3x to the 4th minus 5x cubed plus x squared plus 7x plus 0, right? Where that's going to be my constant term, that x representing x to the 0 power. So 4, 3, 2, 1, x to the 0. Okay, so now that I've got that, we're all set to set up our our algebraic division and just see how this guy shakes out. Okay. Again, I just set up my side work over here. And step 1 is to divide the leading coefficient of the dividend by the leading coefficient of the divisor. Awesome. The 3's cancel out. An x in the bottom cancels with an x in the top, leaving me with an x cubed, and I make sure that I line everybody up. So the x cubed goes right there, and now step 2 is to multiply. X cubed times 3x would be 3x to the 4th, and an x cubed times 1 is going to be an x cubed. All right, step 3 is to subtract. Don't forget your parentheses so that you remember to distribute your minus sign. And as always, those first 2 terms should drop out. If they don't, you made a mistake. And then I distribute my minus sign, so negative 5x cubed minus an x cubed should give me negative 6x cubed. And we bring down. And then we do it all again. So now I take the leading coefficient of my reduced polynomial divided by the leading coefficient of my divisor. Okay, negative 6 divided by 3 should be a negative 2 2x squared. And so that negative 2x squared goes up in my quotient. And now we multiply, which should give me negative 6x cubed. And then that's going to be a negative 2x squared. Do the subtraction. First terms drop out. Negative times a negative makes it a positive, and so I wind up with 3x squared. Bring down. And we do it again. 3x squared divided by 3x. Awesome. 3's cancel out, x's cancel out. Leaves me with just an x, so then I have plus x. And we multiply x times 3x, so it'll be 3x squared. That's going to be plus x. Do the subtraction. 7x minus an x should give me 6x. Sorry, I'm running out of space. Actually, that's okay because this is going to be the last thing I bring down anyway. So we're actually in pretty good shape here. We then go to 6x divided by 3x, which is going to give me a 2. So then we got our plus 2 on the end, and then we multiply. I'm going to have to squeeze a little bit. Sorry about that. 2 times 3x is going to give me my 6x. 2 times 1 is going to be 2. We subtract. Cancel, cancel. Leaves me with a negative 2. Okay, so here's what I get then. For my final answer, it's my quotient, so x cubed minus 2x squared plus x plus 2, and then on the end of that, you're going to need a negative 2 divided by the 3. So just go ahead and put this in the negative 2 divided by 3x plus 1. And that whole thing right there is going to wind up being your final answer, the quotient, plus or minus, depending on the sign, the remainder. Let me erase just this little bit that kind of encroached on our next problem so that I can then go ahead and slide on up. And we'll try this one next. Again, I recognize those same problems I ran into with the last one. My leading coefficient is not a 1. And not everything is evenly divisible by 2. So we are going to have to set up algebraic division. Check to make sure that you have everybody. 4, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so I'm missing an x to the third. So we'll need to put that guy in there. So 8x to the fourth plus 0x cubed to be my placeholder, minus 4x squared plus x plus 4. So now I have 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I got everybody I need in descending order. 2x plus 1. I've got myself all set up. We're ready to go ahead and start the process, which is division. 8x to the fourth divided by 2x. All right, well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. I'm going to be left with an x cubed. All right, after I do the division, we then go to multiplication, which is going to give me an 8x to the fourth. And then a 4x cubed. All right, we're ready to do subtraction. My leading terms should drop out, which they do. If they don't drop out, I made a mistake. Negative sign makes that a negative 4x cubed, so minus 4x cubed, and we bring down the negative 4x squared. Now that I brought down, start the process over again. Negative 4x cubed, which is the leading term in my reduced polynomial, divided by 2x. Going to leave you with a negative 2x squared. Okay, got my negative 2x squared. We multiply this guy out. Negative 4x cubed minus 2x squared. Subtract is step number 3. Leading terms drop out. They should. Negative times a negative makes that a positive, which means I'm going to be left with a negative 2x squared. And last, bring down. Now that I brought down, start the process all over again. Leading coefficient of my reduced polynomial divided by my divisor. Okay, the 2's cancel, which leaves me with just the negative sign, and the x's cancel, leaving me with just a negative x. So that's not too terrible. Okay, negative x times, so that's going to give me my negative 2x squared. That's going to leave me with a negative x. We subtract. Those drop out. Negative times a negative makes it a positive, so I wind up with a 2x, and We finally made it. These problems are long. Bring down that last term, and this is going to be our last time through that process, which is 2x divided by 2x, which turns out to be 1. So we have plus 1 on the end, which is going to give me 2x plus 1. We subtract, the leading guys drop out, and 4 minus 1 is going to be 3. So your final answer then would be to simply add that 3 back here, put it all over 2x plus 1, which was your original divisor, and that guy right there is going to be your quotient for the division of those two polynomials. I've got a couple more problems for you on the next page of your notes, so head on over and I'll meet you guys there.